All right, everyone, welcome back to the land of Chem. I am your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. This is Sunday Site Visit 63, an exploration inside of the bent pyramid of Dashur to test out some new equipment while investigating the chimney, the connecting passage, and the western well shaft components. If this is the type of content you're interested in regarding the ancient technology of a lost civilization utilizing physics and chemistry and the function of the Egyptian pyramids and other ancient structures from across the world, this is the channel for you. So please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube, and don't forget to click that little notification bell so that you don't miss the new episodes that premiere twice per week. Please like, comment, share, and stay tuned if you want to help support this channel and get access to exclusive research and unreleased footage that you will not see anywhere else. Check out the members-only channel and thelandofchem.com if you want to pick up a copy of the book or grab some merch. Today I'm rocking some of the new Ancient Odysseys merch from my wife Alexa's YouTube channel, link in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Also, don't forget, after you finish watching this video, please go subscribe to our two new channels here on YouTube, Egyptian Trash Cats, for all you cat lovers out there, and Egypt Eats for food reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's intro, so without further ado, let's get right to it. And just a quick reminder, the second 2024 Land of Chem Ancient Alchemy and Ascension Tour is on, and bookings are still available. If you are interested in coming to Egypt to see the pyramids for yourself, including entry inside the bent pyramid of Dashur, special permission access to Abu Sir, and a private entry into all three chambers of the Great Pyramid of Giza at night during this epic adventure experience coming up in early winter later this year, please send me an email to contact@thelandofchem.com with the subject line Egypt Tour 3, and I will send you the full tour itinerary and pricing details. Thank you all so much, and I will see you soon here in the Land of Chem. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. And as we venture inside of the bent pyramid, the first objective was to examine the inside of the chimney, the component that you can see here on the south side of the dual lower chamber system. We then proceeded through this connecting passage into the western transverse shaft to investigate the western well shaft, which you can see here. And I have dubbed this component the well shaft, as it may have functioned to bring water into this area between the two valves, creating a flow of water through the connecting passage, leading down into the lower chamber system, which was recently explained and presented in Members Only Episode 11. And if you want to help support the channel while simultaneously getting access to this type of exclusive research and other unreleased footage, it's only $9, link in the video description below. And here is an awesome picture of my wife Alexa from Ancient Odysseys inside of the connecting passage, getting some data for a developing hypothesis produced in conjunction with my colleagues at the Osireion project. She has some exceptional research and site expedition footage on her channel, Ancient Odysseys, if you want to check that out. I'll also put a link in the video description below. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Sunday Site Visit 63 from inside of the bent pyramid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And we are here today in Dashur for a special investigation of the bent pyramid. And there is no one out here today because only absolutely insane people
would be out here in the desert in this heat. It has been 40 plus Celsius across the board in Egypt for the past 2 weeks. Temperatures reaching as high as I believe 45 and 48 Celsius down in Abydos and Luxor. Today is probably 110 Fahrenheit, but we wouldn't have it any other way because we get the entire place to ourselves. Of course, that's my wife, Alexa, from Ancient Odysseys. I'll put a link to her channel in the video description below. Some exceptional work recently in regard to the pyramids of Abu Sir as potentially being used for processing gold. And we have some very specific tasks at hand for today's expedition. It is extremely windy out here, but I do have the new GoPro attachment with the wind muffle on. Again, I wasn't thrilled, so I'm sure you can hear the audio quality when I'm speaking from behind the microphone as compared to the difference when I'm speaking in front of the microphone. So again, stop complaining about the wind. Don't be a little baby. It's windy in the desert, and I personally wouldn't have it any other way. I love the sound of the wind, but it just so happens that this new GoPro does have some fancy new attachments, including this wind muffle. It's been a while since the last time we were out here. I think it was that rainy day.
That was so cool.
It was awesome.
All the colors were popping.
Yeah, it was crazy. Right when we got back from England and Ireland, we came out here to Dashur, and of course we brought the rain with us. Pretty serene out here in the desert today. It's the red pyramid in the distance. The black pyramid there to the east. All right, so man, it is hot out here. So we are going to climb the stairs here and get down inside of this behemoth. We brought some of our new equipment with us today. I won't spoil the surprise, but you'll see here in a minute. All right, you ready?
Let's go, Yellowbina.
Yellowbina.
It's gonna be a sweaty one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to winter here in Egypt. I mean, it may be hotter than 110 today. It was 108 yesterday, and it felt much cooler. Oh, man. All right. So I'm not sure whether we're going to do the full version or time-lapse going down inside this thing. I might take you with me for the full immersive experience. So for any of you that are coming on the upcoming 2024 Land of Chem Ancient Alchemy and Ascension Tour, you'll know exactly what to expect. And obviously these stairs are not an original part of the structure. This is modern access infrastructure. And you can see here that the casing stones, I don't know if I've pointed this out before, the casing blocks of the bent pyramid are inserted at an angle, going this way into the core of the structure, which is one of the main reasons that the majority of them have not been removed, because they were so much more difficult to pop out because of that angled insertion against the core masonry. A quick look at some of the interior core masonry as we go up the stairs. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but here's the causeway that leads down to the Bent Pyramid Valley Temple, which is down here. And I have had access to the Valley Temple of the Bent Pyramid. I showed that in, and you'd have to go back in the Sunday site visits. And I do have a full playlist now with all 60 or so Sunday site visits. I believe it was like within the first 10 Sunday site visits where I showed the Bent Pyramid Valley Temple. All right.
Hello.
And we're here at the entrance. So let me let Lex get caught up, and I'm going to take you with me as we descend into the lower chamber system. All right, let's do this. So normally I would go down this thing backwards, and that is my recommendation for anyone. If you come to Egypt, go down backwards. But for the enjoyment of the viewers today, let me take my backpack off, give me a little bit more clearance here for your entertainment. I'm gonna go down face first. You're welcome. So here's a look at the abysmal descending passage. Hey.
Gee, look back.
All right, let's go. Stop here and get a good look at a couple sections of the descending passage. This one here, some blocks removed, and we're also going to try out another new feature of the GoPro. Boom. Nice. That actually works pretty well. So this new GoPro has an external case that you can put around the camera itself that has the microphone muffle and a lighting attachment, which is actually pretty darn good. All right, back in the dark. Of course, we just trained legs 2 days ago, and for anybody that lives that gym life, you know day 2 sucks. All right, I'd say we're about halfway down now, maybe 40%. So now we're getting to a section of the descending passage that has some pretty significant erosion. As you can see this area here on the right. And as we get through this portion, look at how square the passage is here. But when we enter the next section, it is completely eroded, which I just presented a secondary hypothesis for the function of the bent pyramid in a recent episode on the members only channel, which was actually my original hypothesis for the function of this structure. But at the time of the writing of my first book, I didn't have all of the evidence that I have today. Let's see here. Well, that's pretty damn good, actually. So you can see here the erosion. Going down into this portion of the descending shaft. Oh, that's not from chisel marks. And this whole thing is just rounded out for the remainder of the descending shaft. So it's like the lower 25% of the descending shaft being completely eroded out. Which, in my opinion, is evidence of coating compound failure or deterioration and prolonged exposure to the product solution. Because this portion of the descending shaft would have also been at least partially filled with that product solution, specifically the areas closest to the lower chamber system. All right. And looking back up as Alexa makes her way down as well. So let me change battery real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. There we go. It's actually pretty decent. All right, so here you can see that profound erosion in the bottom section of the lower dual chamber system. And this was originally a pristine tiered vault, very similar to what we've seen inside of the red pyramid in Dashur, the neighbor of this structure. And this area here keeps drawing my attention every time that I come down in here. Certainly looks to be some patchwork here in this area, some modern concrete fill-in in this hole here. This stain here emanating from that little cavity. So there was something here that was of interest enough for them to proceed with the removal of this block. So it would have been a flat surface here of interior chamber casing stones that had to be broken through to get to this little area here. So I'm curious what that may have been. Perhaps something like this. Interesting component. It looks like it's filled with small stones in there. So you all have seen extensive documentation of this lower chamber system in previous episodes. So now it's time to pull out some equipment. And we're going to do an examination of the chimney, the quote-unquote chimney. An unusual technical term to be applied to a component inside of a pharaonic burial. We're going to take a look at this and then proceed to the connecting passage. several objectives in here today that aren't quite yet ready to be revealed. We are investigating the chimney chamber and the connecting passage. All right. So I will say that we're down inside of the bent pyramid today. Working on an investigation in conjunction with my colleagues at the Osireion project. So we have several objectives in here today that aren't quite yet ready to be revealed. But we are investigating the chimney chamber and the connecting passage. Which we have just reached. So it's going to take a minute for us to do what we came to do inside of this area of the structure. If nothing else, I'll at least take you with me as we traverse this passage. I can show you. It's pretty well lit in here today, so let me turn that light off. Actually, it did help a little bit. Say the airflow moving through this section of the structure is fantastic. You may be able to hear it. It is whipping around me right now. All right. So we're now in the western transverse shaft or passage. This goes up and out toward the western side of the structure. This is one of your valves in this housing. And what I wanted to show you is this. So directly below the platform where I'm currently standing, there's a huge pit going down into this area. And it's definitely an original part of the structure. You can see here the finished masonry edges going down into the pit. So now we're going to head back into the connecting passage and see if we can put one of these new tools to use.
All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was Sunday Site Visit 63 from inside of the Bent Pyramid in Dashur. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and the data collected during today's investigation will be released soon. In the next episode in the series, I will be explaining the function of the Sphinx Conduit step-down transformer system. This is an episode you do not want to miss, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube if you're interested in the ancient technology of a lost civilization utilizing physics and chemistry, and the function of the Egyptian pyramids and other ancient structures from across the world. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Land of Chem members-only channel, thelandofchem.com, and Ancient Odysseys, my wife Alexa's channel, links in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @thelandofchem. Also, don't forget, after you finish watching this video, please go subscribe to our two new channels here on YouTube, Egyptian Trash Cats, for all you cat lovers out there, and Egypt Eats for food reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's episode, so I will see you next time.
Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.